Agents may be unable to avoid the price reduction. There may be nothing that they can do, but there are certainly some things that you guys as professionals know how to move around to make this a last resort and to lessen the chances of this. Pricing that home right the first time around was critical. You've learned how to do CMAs. You've learned how to reevaluate CMAs during the course of the listing. It's important for you to be able to do that. It's the most valuable tool in your tool belt. You need to be able to get out there and use it strong. You want to avoid the hassle of asking for a price reduction. It's a whole lot easier if you can go to your original CMA and say, hey, client, you remember when we looked at this piece of paper together and we put through all the numbers and we agreed to your value way up here? This is why it was so important that we market and price appropriately based on the market at that time. Now, 30 days later, the market has changed. We want to make sure to reevaluate, and that's how we're going to do our price improvement. Agents are not going to like to hear this, so cover your ears if you're not interested. Stop taking overpriced listings. Say it one more time for you. Stop taking overpriced listings. You cannot fix that problem. There is no $50,000 above market price listing out there in a standard market that people are going to beat the door downs for because they decided to upgrade the kitchen. It is not a one-to-one when it comes to money. They are not going to pay another $70,000 over market value because they just spent $70,000 on a brand new lanai and a pool and then decided to sell the house. It's not going to happen. It's okay for you to tell them no. The agent that comes in behind you that represents the house, they're going to be sitting on a house for a long time. And what's our key to fame around here? Closings. That's how you get paid. So if it doesn't matter if you've got 500 listings out there. You can be the listing king. If you're not the closing king, you're not doing business. So just don't take them. Do yourself a reason and tell them that, hey, I would love to represent you in your home, but I don't think we can meet at a price point that is going to be efficient for me to do my job under contract. My contract says my job is to bring and procure you a valued buyer and valued offers for your home. Otherwise, I lose my job with you. You fire me. Last thing I want to get fired for is because I accepted a listing because I want another listing, and the pricing was so outrageous that there was no way for me to ever sell the home. Overpriced listings sell competing properties. Hear what I said there. Best strategy in the world is for me to walk into a neighborhood and they've got a really high listing out there and I've got a standard price listing. Mine will sell first every single time. When you agree to an overpriced listing, the seller believes that you're going to sell it. I don't care what you told them. I don't care if you put it in writing in front of them. I will not be able to sell this house and circle it at this price point. They're not going to hear that when you walked out the door. Ha ha, I'm selling it at my price. That's the way they're going to go. And then they're going to get angry at you when it doesn't sell. They're going to complain about you to everyone in their market. They're going to complain about you to all their neighbors, and you are not going to do well because all the neighbors looked at them pricing their house at $50,000, $100,000 over market. And they're like, oh, yeah, my agent's going to knock it out of the park. No, you're going to embarrass yourself and put them in a situation to where they're going to end up rock bottom because they're going to be the last house in the neighborhood to sell. Sellers may ultimately get less money for their home than if they priced it right as well. Somebody is going to come in there and you're going to get a bunch of these lowball offers that are going to shut the entire negotiating price down. Last thing you want to do is put yourself and that marketed property in a bad position. So, my son's favorite word. So, your best plan of attack. List the house at the right price from the very start. This is going to avoid you becoming that drastic price cutter. However, there may be some factors out there that do merit a price change. When you're making a price reduction, you as a real estate agent must, it's an absolute must, provide them a CMA that shows what the market is doing so that the sellers understand why the reduction is necessary. Share that price reduction with them. Make absolutely sure it's a leave behind. It's also going to give you an opportunity to make them understand you know the market and you watch the market appropriately. And here's a little strong pro tip. When you sell this house with me, you're going to be looking for another home. The same strategies and the same intelligence that I'm using to sell this property for you is what I'm going to use to buy the new property with you. They are not going to be able to overprice us. They are not going to make us buy a house that is not worth their listing price. I understand the market. I'm going to make absolutely sure you get the right pricing, or we will not buy it, because I won't put you as my client in a situation to where you're going to purchase an overpriced property and possibly have to sit on it much longer to break even, much less to make the money that you expected to make on a very expensive investment. For those of you that are watching this on the channel, please like and subscribe. That allows us to continue generating valuable content for you every single week. And we look forward to seeing you next week on our next topic.